Hello everyone, myself Dr. Manjula SV, Assistant Professor of Sociology, Government First Grade College, Vartur, Bangalore North University. Today I am discussing the paper Culture, Diversity and Society for 3rd and 5th semester students who are studying in BSc, BCA 3rd semester and BCom, BBA, BHM for 5th semester students. Unit 2, Family, Caste, Village and Women in India, session number 23. Topic for the session is backward classes. The objectives of this session is to know the definitions of backward classes, to study the Backward Classes Commission of India, to study the Backward Classes Commission of Karnataka. ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಬಂದಂತಹ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಆಯೋಗಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಬಂದ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಆಯೋಗವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು. Backward classes. Introduction. The third major category of the weaker section can be considered as backward classes that consist of a large number of educationally and economically backward people. They are the large mixed category of the persons with boundaries that are both nuclear and elastic. The term backward classes has not been defined by the Indian Constitution. The characteristics of backwardness are described as follows. Article 15(4) speaks of the socially and educationally backward. Article 16 sub 4 uses the term backward class and speaks of inadequate representation in services. Article 45 mentions free and compulsory education. Article 340 empowers the state to investigate the condition of the backward classes and to help them by grants, etc. In the previous classes, we have discussed about the weaker sections of the Indian society. There we have discussed about the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and now we are discussing about the backward classes. The backward classes constitute the third majority category or the third major category of the weaker section. They are considered as backward classes. They consist a large number of educationally and economically backward people, a group of people. They are the large mixer category of persons with boundaries that are both nuclear and elastic. Here, we do not find the definite definition as defined by the Indian Constitution, but the backwardness has been having particular characteristics such as Article 15 of sub 4th point speaks about the socially and educationally backward. Article 16 within the bracket 4 makes the provision of using the term backward class and speaks of inadequate representation in services. Article 45 mentions the free and compulsory education for the backward classes people. Article 340 makes provision to empower the state to investigate the condition of the backward classes and to help them by the grants, etc. Definitions. According to Justice K.N. Subbarao, the former Chief Justice of India, defined backward classes as an uncertainable and indefinable group of persons based on caste, religion, race, language, occupation, and such others with definite characteristics of backwardness in various aspects of human existence, social, cultural, political, and such others. Justice Subbarao says that backward classes is ascertainable and identifiable group of persons based on caste. They are based on caste, religion, race, language, occupation, and such others. They are having their definite characteristics of backwardness in various aspects of human existence. The group of people who are backward in social, economical, cultural, educational, political, and such other backwardness of the people can be considered as backward classes. Backward classes refers to those social groups or classes or castes which are characterized by low literacy and lack of education, poverty, exploitation of labor, non-representation in services and untouchability. In general form, we can say that those social groups of people, of classes or castes which are characterized by low literacy, means lack of literacy and lack of education, and the suffering from poverty and exploitation of labor, and less number of representation in services, and who are undergoing the problem of untouchability can be considered as the backward classes. In simple words, we can say that backward classes can be defined as a social category consisting of all socially, educationally, economically and politically backward groups, caste and tribes. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಪದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳು ಎಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಮೂಹವು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾಗಿ, ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದು ಬರೀ ಸಮೂಹ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಸಮೂಹ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಬುಡಕಟ್ಟು ಜನಾಂಗ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವುಗಳು ಯಾರು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ, ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಂಥವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಗುಂಪಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. The first Backward Classes Commission, 1953. According to the Article 340 of the Indian Constitution, to investigate the condition of backward classes, the President of India appointed the first Backward Classes Commission under the chairmanship of Kaka Saheb Kalelkar on January 29, 1953. The commission submitted its report on 30th March 1955. It prepared a list containing of as many as 2,399 communities or castes which were treated as socially and economically backward. Out of 2,399, 913 alone had estimated population of 115 million. The commission adopted the following criteria for determining backwardness. The first Backward Classes Commission of India is known as Kaka Saheb Kalelkar Commission. It came into existence, or it was appointed by the President of India on January 29, 1953. The main aim was to prepare a list of containing the communities or caste which are socially and economically backward. The following criteria were adopted for determining the backward classes by the first Backward Classes Commission. Low social position in the traditional caste hierarchy of Hindu society, lack of general advancement among the major section of a caste or a community, inadequate or no representation in government services, inadequate representation in the field of trade, commerce and industry. The commission adopted the following criteria for determining backwardness. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು ಮೊದಲ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಆಯೋಗವನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ಕಾಕಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಕಾಲೇಲ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ವಹಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಂಥ ವರ್ಷ ಜನವರಿ 29, 1953. ನಂತರ 1955 ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 30ರಂದು ಈ ಆಯೋಗವು ತನ್ನ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇದು 2399 ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಜಾತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಡಿದು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಗುರುತಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಗುರುತಿಸುವಿಕೆಗೆ, ಆ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿರುವಿಕೆಗೆ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಂತಹ ಮಾನದಂಡಗಳು ಈ ಕೆಳಗಿನಂತಿವೆ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ಏಣಿ ಶ್ರೇಣಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಜಾತಿಯ ಏಣಿ ಶ್ರೇಣಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಸಮಾಜದ ಏಣಿ ಶ್ರೇಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕೆಳಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಂಥವರನ್ನ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದವರು ಅಂತ ಈ ಆಯೋಗವು ಗುರುತಿಸಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಮಂದಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವು ಜನರು ಯಾವ ಜಾತಿಯಿಂದ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅವರ ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಜಾತಿಗಳು ಯಾವ್ದಿದಾವೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಮಾನದಂಡವಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಣಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ನಂತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ವಹಿವಾಟು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿದಾರೋ ಅಂಥವರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಗುಂಪಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. Recommendations of the Khalilkar Commission. The commission noted that the great majority of them were ignorant, illiterate and poor. They were easily exploited by several classes of people like traders, money lenders and etc. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಲ್ಕರ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲೇಲ್ಕರ್ ಆಯೋಗವು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಶಿಫಾರಸನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ಆ ಶಿಫಾರಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಆಯೋಗವು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಉನ್ನತ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಗದವರು ಅಂದರೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಸ್ಥರು, ಲೇವಾದೇವಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುವಂಥವರು ಈ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ ವರ್ಗಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯವನ್ನ ಎಸಗುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಮಂದಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿರಂಥವರು ಅವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರು, ಅಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದಂತಹ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಥವಾ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಉಳ್ಳದೆ ಇರುವಂಥವರು, ಹಾಗೆ ಬಡತನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥವರನ್ನ ಇವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೈಸ್ ಎನ್ಯುಮರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1961. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆಯೋಗವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತು, ಜಾತಿವಾರು ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ, ಜನಗಣತಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಮೆಂಡೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಶಿಫಾರಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ to its low position in the traditional caste hierarchy of Hindu society, treating all women as a class as backward. Reservation of 70% seat in all technical and professional institutions for qualified students of backward classes. Minimum reservation of vacancies in all government services and local bodies for other backward classes on the following scale. Class 1 is equal to 25%, class 2 33.5% and class 3 and 4 by 40%. Inclusion of Muslims, Christians and Sikhs in the other backward classes. The report was not accepted by the central government on the ground that it had not applied any objective tests for identifying the backward class. Thus, there was a need of the second backward classes commission. Now let us look into the second backward classes commission. The second backward classes commission was set up on the decision of the Janata Party government with Morarji Desai as Prime Minister. The commission was set up on January 1st, 1979 under the chairmanship of B.P. Mandal. The commission popularly came to be known as Mandal Commission. The second backward classes commission is known as Mandal Commission. The commission submitted its report on 31st December 1980. The commission mentioned 11 criteria for determining social, educational and economic backwardness. They are as follows. Firstly, in social category criteria, social backwardness as considered by others, depending mainly on manual labor for their livelihood, marriage of 25% girls and 10% boys in rural areas, and of 10% girls and 5% boys in urban area below 17 years. Female work participation 25% above the state average was the social criteria to consider the social, educational and economic backwardness. Now, educational criteria. Children below 5 and 15 years who have never attending school 25% above the state average. Student dropout rate 25% above the state average. Matriculation rate 25% below the state average was the criteria for selecting the backwardnesses. Economic criteria. Average value of family assets 25% below the state average. Families living in kacha houses 25% above the state average. Source of drinking water beyond 500 meters for more than 50% of the families was one of the economic criteria. Consumption loans by households 25% above the state average was the economic criteria. Recommendation of the Mandal Commission. Candidates belonging to OBC recruited based on merit in an open competition should not be adjusted against the reservation quota of 27% was one of the recommendation. The above reservation should also be made applicable to promotion quota at all levels. Reserved quota remaining unfilled should be carried forward for a period of 3 years and de-reserved thereafter. Relaxation in the upper age limit for direct recruitment should be extended to the candidates of the OBC in the same manner as done in the case of SCs and STs. A roster system for each category of post should be adopted by the concerned authorities in the same manner as presently done in respect of SCs and ST candidates. These recommendations in total are applicable to all recruitment to public sector undertaking both under the central and state governments as also to nationalized banks. All universities and affiliated colleges should also be covered by the above scheme of reservation. Now let us look into the Backward Classes Commission in Karnataka. In Karnataka, the backward classes movement began during 12th century AD. It was due to the efforts of the great social religious reformer Sri Basaveshwara or Basavanna. This movement was launched against the caste rigidities and exploitations in Karnataka. But later the movement became weak due to the supremacy of the Brahmins. It was once again revived during the British rule by the end of the 19th century. In the princely state of Karnataka, Brahmins had an upper hand in the administrative and service positions. Even during the British rule, they were the first to grab the educational opportunities that were newly created. This led to the caste consciousness among the non-Brahmin caste, and they formed the associations such as Veera Shaiva Mahasabha, Okkaligara Samaja, Kuruba Sangha, etc. in Mysore region. Here, the Backward Classes Commission in Karnataka, we can say that it has started way back during the 20th century AD with the great efforts of the social religious reformer Basavanna. Even because this movement was launched against the caste rigidities and exploitations found in Karnataka, later the movement became weak due to the supremacy of the Brahmins, and during the British rule also the Brahmins occupied or grabbed the educational opportunities that were newly created for the backward classes people, and this led to the caste consciousness among the people, those who are non-Brahmin group. So they started forming their own associations, such as the Lingaites formed the Veerashaiva Mahasabha, Okkaligas formed the Okkaligara Samaja, Kurubas formed the Kuruba Sangha, etc. in the Mysore region. Appointment of Miller Committee in 1917. The Miller Committee was appointed in 1970. The non-Brahmin groups of such as Veerashaivas, Okkaligas and Muslims decided to face the Brahmin domination politically. They formed Prajamitra Mandali, a political party on the model of Justice Party of Madras. Prominent leaders of this party such as M. Basayya, H. Chinnaya, C.R. Reddy and others met Maharaja of Mysore and appealed to him to reserve some seats for the non-Brahmin backward classes in government jobs, local bodies and educational institutions. In response to their request, the Maharaja of Mysore appointed Miller Commission in 1970 under the chairmanship of Leslie Miller, the Chief Magistrate of Mysore Province. The committee submitted its report in 1918. The report recommended 50% of the higher level jobs and two-thirds of the lower level jobs were reserved for the non-Brahmin caste. It also specified that this reservation target to be achieved within 7 years. Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, the then Diwan of Mysore opposed this proposal on merit grounds and on the same issue resigned his post in 1921. In spite of his resignation, the recommendations of the report came into practice and the non-Brahmin backward classes were provided with the recommended reservation facilities. The report was in force almost up to the day of independence. The first backward classes commission of Karnataka is known as Naganagowda Commission, which existed in 1960. The Karnataka government, headed by the Chief Minister S. Nijlingappa, appointed a committee under the chairmanship of Dr. Naganagowda. In 1960, the committee submitted its report on 1961. It recommended 15% seats to scheduled castes, 3% to scheduled tribes, and 50% to other backward classes, providing for a total of 68% reservation. The government made an attempt to implement the report, but it was stayed by the Supreme Court as it was challenged by Balaji and 22 other students in a writ petition. The court nullified the report and also stated that taking only the caste factor for considering backward classes was unconstitutional. In 1963, the Nijlingappa government issued an order guaranteeing 15% reservation to SCs, 3% to STs, and 30% to OBCs. The government totally ignored the caste factor. As per this order, people with an annual income of less than 12,000 pursuing agriculture, handicrafts, lower level jobs, and physical work were considered as constituting backward classes. This was in force up to 1977. The government of Karnataka, headed by Naganagowda, the Chief Minister Nijlingappa appointed a committee under the chairmanship of Naganagowda. This was the first backward classes commission of Karnataka. Havanur Commission 1972. The Karnataka government under the Chief Minister Sir Devraj Aras appointed the committee headed by Sir L.G. Havanur in 1972. This was called as the Second Backward Classes Commission of Karnataka. The commission submitted its report in 1975. It stated that though more than 75% of the people in the state belonged to backward classes and deserved reservation facility, there was no constitutional provision for giving it. Hence, the Aras government made an order for providing 58% reservation. This was challenged by Supreme Court. Third commission was Venkataswamy Commission in 1983. It was appointed under the chairmanship of Chief Minister. It was appointed by the Chief Minister Ramakrishna Hegde in 1983. The committee was headed by Venkataswamy. The commission gave its report in 1986. It made the provision of 18% reservation for SCs, STs and 27% for OBCs with an overall percentage of 45% reservation. The dominant castes of Karnataka such as Lingayats and Okkaligas were kept outside the purview of the backward classes. This resulted in the wide protest against the government by the dominant caste. Chinnappa Reddy Commission in 1990. The Janata government appointed Chinnappa Reddy Commission in 1990 under the chairmanship of Chinnappa Reddy. It gave its report in 1990. The significant political developments took place in Karnataka state during this period. The state witnessed the rule of Virendra Patil, Bangarappa and Veerappa Moily as chief ministers of Karnataka. The Moily government in 1994 issued an order increasing the total quota of reservation of 73%, where OBC constituted 50%, scheduled caste 18% and scheduled tribes 5%. The Supreme Court objected it on August 1st, 1994. At present, 27% of reservation to OBC quota is maintained. Thus, the real progress of the nation lies in the progress of the backward classes. The privileged must always consider it as their moral responsibility to allow and encourage the unprivileged to rise to their position. The unprivileged and the beneficiaries of the reservation must not develop a vested interest in it. They should make sincere efforts to improve the economic and educational position so as to stand stable without the support of any type of reservation. Thank you, one and all.